Are you ready?
Agility from the champion. Oh, deep six! That could be it. Delivers this deep six.
This is episode 132. We are live. I am joined by my co-host Brandon, aka Bash. Brandon, how you doing today?
We're good. Got a staycation. Took a couple of days off from work, so figuring out some stuff around the house. But other than that, we're good. We got our mascot Chandler right next to me, and ready to talk some Raw. How you doing, Wayne?
Good, man. Good. Just coming off of a fairly busy weekend. I was at the Giants-Commanders game on Sunday at MetLife Stadium and watched two embarrassing teams going at it. Luckily, my Commanders got the win. I was blessed with I was blessed with suite seats. Like we were in a suite, and food was included, so you could watch the game from the inside through the clear glass windows, and then you can walk out the clear glass doors and check out the game too. So it was really cool. Such a good time. Commanders beat the Giants. Giants apparently don't know how to tackle. Their wide receiver Slayton doesn't know how to catch the ball. So we got the win. Giants tried to make it very interesting at the end, but they blew it. My Commanders won. Doesn't matter because my Commanders have been long out of it. Very bad season due to everyone being plagued with injuries at some point or another. So, so that was that. And then getting into the stadium and getting out of the stadium was great. The stadium was not even a quarter full. Got home at like 6, which is unheard of from a 1 o'clock football game. Usually it's like, 7:30, 8 o'clock, getting back onto Long Island from Jersey. It takes a while, forever to get out of there. Getting to the stadium, we left mad late, but we got there 5 minutes after the game started. So, everything worked out perfect. We had a very interesting snowstorm on Long Island, but and even this week coming up, this weekend's gonna be very eventful. But we got some stuff to talk about this weekend from Monday Night Raw. First off, we have a burial. This just popped in my head right now.
Let's go. Start it off.
We got a burial here. Here we go. You're gonna love this one. This week's burial. Check this out. First off, I am going to bury the Hershey, Pennsylvania crowd.
Wow. Okay.
If any of you guys are watching right now or gonna watch, and you went to that Hershey Park Raw last night, that crowd was dead. Hershey was dead, and WWE, Raw, or SmackDown should not go to Hershey for a very long time.
Wow. I mean, there were a few moments that I definitely heard them get a little loud, but yeah, I can there were a few good matches that should have gotten some louder pops, and they were just uninterested.
WWE, last night's Raw, that may as well should have taken place at the Hammerstein Ballroom, because an arena with 3,000 people in New York City would be 10 times louder than a 10,000 seat arena in Hershey.
That's I need to see how many people they were able to fit at Hershey.
It was probably 8,000 to 10,000.
Wow.
Minimum. Hershey Park's got to do better. That's all I got to say. Unbelievable.
And they did they did the SmackDown taping with it. I believe that's a taping coming up.
Yeah, they did.
So I wonder if maybe the crowd
They
was a
did
little
next
out
week's
of it.
SmackDown taping.
That's what. Also, maybe the crowd was a little out of it.
They probably taped a little bit before Raw started and a little bit after. It is possible that show started like 6:00. Actually,
Yeah, so maybe there were some
I thought I saw
points
something where it started at a weird time yesterday.
when you get two shows like that, they might get a little not even unruly, but a little tired, a little out. So I guess we'll see how SmackDown looks.
That crowd was very flat last night. That's all I gotta say. When you're live on TV on Raw, when you have seats where you can see yourself on TV, you better be up and moving.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
we
think
had a decent Monday Night Raw last night.
Yeah, I think they're starting to get a little off with the signs. The signs used to be like fantastic, and now I feel like people are starting to just bring whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, yesterday was not really into it. Not into it. Happens.
And I was pretty much invested into the whole show. I was interested. We had ourselves the reveal. We had ourselves an Intercontinental title match. We had Gunther come out to open up the show, which we're going to talk about right now. Overall, we had a pretty decent show. Not the best when it comes to star power, but we had a pretty decent show. We had good matches. So I can't complain. But anyway, we're going to start the show off with, as a result of what happened on Saturday night, Gunther defeating John Cena, ending John Cena's career, tapping him out while John Cena's smiling.
Yeah,
Gunther took a lot of heat for that. He was booed. The crowd was in shock that John Cena lost that way. Triple H took some heat in the crowd, from the crowd on Saturday night. But here we got WWE got what they achieved. This is the reason why Gunther won on Saturday night is what we saw on Monday. He came out to a choir of boos.
Oh gosh.
He came out to a choir of boos last night to open up the show.
That was the loudest part, as you said.
That was the loudest part, but it could have been a heck of a lot louder.
Yeah.
In any other arena, in Philadelphia, in Chicago, New York City, Nassau, maybe we could we'll definitely got to throw Philly in there, Dallas, maybe Pittsburgh. Any one of those cities would have definitely topped last night's crowd reaction to Gunther. It would have topped Hershey any day. Hershey was one of the worst crowds, almost just as bad as Lafayette, Louisiana, but I digress. Nonetheless, Gunther came out to a choir of boos, which would have been a much louder in most other arenas. But Gunther came out to a choir of boos. He does the victory walk to the ring, leaves the ring, comes back to the ring, doing a victory walk again. He's saying what he said. He's saying that he did what he said he was going to do, and that is tap John Cena out, and that he made John Cena look like a little what?
Little bitch. Mic drop. And the loudest boos that I've heard anybody get since, I'd say, Dom Mysterio. But even then, like you said, it would have been louder anywhere else. But that was the loudest boos that have been heard. And then he doubles back and celebrates in the ring. And then he triples back and goes to the announcer's desk. He's like, no, I'm taking all of this in. I am the villain in your story. I love it.
Yep. And let me tell you, he had a little bit of extra swagger to him last night,
Yep.
which
I will
was
forever
great.
be the man that made John Cena give up, which is great. The evil laughs. Like he said, he became the villain. And that's a little bit of what WWE could use right now as a villain character.
And then what happens? He walks backstage after doing his victory laps, runs into Adam Pierce, and says, "You're happy that you get to come out here after the fact that you ended John Cena, and John Cena is no longer coming back, and that you want to walk all over his legacy." And then Adam Pierce calls him a what?
An asshole.
And then he proceeds to say that you can go home for the night. So we see Gunther go home, walk towards the entrance, passing Otis and Tozawa, which I thought was kind of funny because me and my buddy joke around and be like, Tozawa is going to be the next challenger for Gunther.
Yes.
So we see him walk
That would
past
be
a couple
about right.
people. Believe it or not, that would actually be a good match. And I think we've seen that happen before. They had a good match. They did have a good match about a year ago. But anyway, I digress. We see Gunther walk past AJ Styles as AJ Styles is hanging out by Gunther's car. Gunther's like, "You have something to say?" And I forgot what AJ said. What did AJ say? I
Nothing.
didn't even notate
He just
that. Not a whole lot.
No, I don't think he said anything. He literally just showed him the car. I think he just put his hand out and said, "Get in your car, do as you need." And then Gunther rolled the window down, said, "Hey AJ."
Yes, the look on Gunther's face.
He was just smiling at him and just did
that maniacal smile.
Yes.
The "you can't see me" was the best part of that whole segment, in my opinion.
Fantastic.
That was great. Gunther has leveled himself up big time. Like the momentum is right back where it needs to be because he had the momentum for a while, and I feel like this year he kind of tailed off a little bit. But he got that momentum back just like that.
Yep.
Just like that.
AJ versus Gunther is going to be fantastic now. We'll see, like you said, a random either Akira or Otis obviously take him on. R-Truth was there for it.
Yes,
it'll only be a push for both Cody and CM Punk to take on Gunther again. We haven't seen a draft in a while, so who knows if he stays or goes. If that happens anytime soon, Gunther could be a Royal Rumble winner again now. So definitely a lot of things can happen from Gunther becoming the villain, and there are two faces right now as champs. Also, who knows what happens with Cody because we're expecting a turn pretty soon, even though he'll probably take on Drew, which is obviously the bigger heel in that situation anyways.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with Cody this year. Moving on.
Absolutely. Bring it back to 2013.
Yeah, right. Usos versus the New Day. So there was something weird in this match. Like, I don't know if you caught it, but in the middle of the match, Xavier Woods is calling moves. You can hear Xavier calling moves to Jey Usos. And I knew for a fact, I heard Xavier Woods say crossbody.
Yep. I peeped that as well.
That was yeah, I don't know if you heard that, but I heard that. Crossbody. And then you hear say Jey Uso's like, yep. And then sure enough, Xavier, I knew I heard right. Xavier got off the top rope, did a crossbody onto Jey Uso. Yeah, they gotta do a little bit of a better job of keeping it down a little bit. Because that doesn't really come off too well on TV.
Yeah, I've caught it a few times in the last few matches. Jay likes to do it a lot. We haven't seen Xavier in too many matches recently, but I know I've heard him. Cena's done it for 15 years now, and he gets called all the time. So they're, especially now with these in-ring mics, and it's almost 2026 now. They're picking up a lot of stuff. And I'm a big I actually watched the Steelers last night while watching Raw, trying to catch up and keep up. But the mics on the field are just as good, and you start hearing some bad cuss words. So yeah, we might see that start to get caught in time in the NFL, but also in WWE. Xavier Woods, I actually in the match I can't remember exactly what I heard him say, but he said something. Oh, he said like, "Oh, we're the best tag team. Who do you guys think you are?" And I was like, "Oh, I love that." But like you said, you also heard the move, so
Yeah,
this might
I was
set
watching
a
NXT tonight, which was a very good show. There was a title change on NXT.
really.
Yeah, so definitely worth looking at. New number one contender. NXT was a very good show tonight. Very interesting on their first match how that went down. I highly recommend everyone to watch it. But there was this
Oh,
one point in the main event,
mm,
like I hear the wrestlers count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then as soon as that happens, then there was a double clothesline.
what the hell?
Like they're counting down, like to be on cue and everything, but like they gotta do something about that. Anyway, that was just like my little side note.
Yes.
Good match. It was kind of slow moving at first for a little while, then it started to cook about halfway through.
That's how the Usos always work, to be honest. We've seen that for years now. It takes them a little bit to, remember who they are, and then they start flipping and kicking and doing all fun stuff.
Yeah. We see Grayson Waller get thrown out due to interference.
Mm-hmm.
The Usos win with the 1D. Jey Uso gets the pin on Kofi. So one would believe that the Usos could be maybe on their way to possible becoming number one contender eventually. So we will see where they go with that.
I think that the spears and the kicks, they're definitely. I think we need that. Excuse me. We need to move away from these 4-move matches. However, because it was DDTs. I feel one hit Trouble in Paradise, and then like 3 missed ones. So yeah, I hope that they get a couple of new move sets now that they're working as a team again. And see if they can get a few things.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, we had the Rio. We call them Team Rio. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I have a habit of calling her Shirai still. She's still Io Shirai to me, but
Yes.
Io Sky. They're coming to the ring together. In each other's arms, and Rhea Ripley is kind of looking a little trim lately. I wonder if she's even eating. But she's not looking as bulk as she did even like a year ago. But anyway, that's just an observation. But they're all excited, and Rhea does her usual turn towards the hard cam, walking towards that to do her a little, before she usually does a little shtick on the ring. But as she's turning the corner, Asuka is there in the corner on the first row ringside over the barrier, catches Rhea Ripley's attention and missed Rhea in the face.
Crazy.
As Rhea and Io are ambushed by the Kabuki Warriors. And we had that whole segment. And if I recall correctly, Kairi Sane is about to do her elbow onto Rhea Ripley when Io comes to the save and covers Rhea. So Rhea didn't take that elbow from the top rope.
And sold the hell out of that to the back.
Yeah, she did. She absolutely did.
She was thrown into the stairs too, so that's a kind of 2-for combo there. But I see how the storytelling goes, where you obviously were aiming for Rhea. Your main enemy is Rhea there for everything that she did. But now for Io to be taking shots from Rhea, she's also showing where her loyalty and friendship lies. So I like the storytelling in that whole, what was only a minute segment.
Yeah. That's basically going to set up a match for Rhea versus Asuka next week on Raw.
Like,
Those of you guys that are watching, feel free to leave a comment. We wanted to know what you guys thought about Monday Night Raw last night, which we are talking about. Feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe. This will help out our channel and get the word out. But yeah, we had that's going to be a barn burner of a match next week. Rhea versus Asuka. Like, they're going to tear the house down. We had Maxine Dupree, as we've seen over the past couple weeks, doing vignettes versus Natalia, and then also other people from Natalia's dungeon. So she's been training in WWE through these vignettes and been highlighting Maxine Dupree, that she's been working hard and tapping people out and what have you, and being more aggressive. And I think eventually this is going to lead to a program with Maxine and Natalia at some point. But we had Maxine Dupree last night versus Ivy Nile for the IC title. And we had a really, really pretty decent match here with Maxine Dupree versus Ivy Nile. I will have to say that Maxine Dupree has improved a lot
in a month's time since winning that belt too. Like, the match that she won it and against Ivy was, I don't want to say night and day, but definitely day and late afternoon, if you will. She was really moving through. So
yeah, Maxine had a very good match. They had there were a couple different like little moves that we really haven't seen before. So Maxine was very good there. Ivy Nile worked very good. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select was saying last night that, quite possibly Ivy Nile was leading Maxine Dupree through the match. But who cares? It takes two to tango. And them two had a banger of a match in front of the quiet Hershey Park crowd.
Yes.
Hershey Park didn't really even deserve this match, to be honest with you. I'm going to be ripping on Hershey all night.
I can see that.
This was really a good match. Like, I was invested in it. My phone was down. I was watching. The only time I picked up my phone was taking notes of like highlights to the match and what I liked and what I didn't like. But we had a very good match back and forth from the beginning.
Did you see that move, the neck grab with the legs and then the flip after?
Yes.
To catch, I don't think I've seen that ever. I don't think there's been too many flexible enough wrestlers to be able to do that. Like that was, I've never seen that. I had to write that. The punches trading back and forth, the bridging, like a lot of flexibility in this match as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And then another part of this match I liked was that like Maxine was showing more confidence and more aggression.
Yep.
I really honestly, I am going to be on the lookout for Maxine Dupree autograph signings or some kind of meet and greet, because just to tell her like, hey, like, you were doing one heck of a job, like an amazing job, amazing turnaround. Like, if you go back and watch a Raw from 2 years ago, like I could not bear to watch. Super Green and doing the backwards worm. Thank God she doesn't do that anymore. It was just horrible. It was hard to watch. Yeah. It was really hard for me to watch. And now it's just like, cool. Like I'm all about it. Like, she is clearly working hard. We saw like different exchanges of Maxine a couple different times trying to put the ankle lock on her, and then eventually she does once she uses her legs to lock Niall up so she can hold her in place to get that ankle lock on. This was a really good match. I really enjoy this. Maxine is doing some really good work.
She's starting to show, like, I didn't like that they kept the Alpha Academy, because, like, obviously that was what Chad Gable's start. But now she's kind of taking on the idea of like an academy. Like she's pulling Natalia in, she's pulling in other sparring partners, and like she still has Otis who she could learn a thing or two from, and Akira is a high flyer who you can learn a couple of things from. So she's taking on an academic role in wrestling and learning, and some of the things that she did like I said, I don't think I've seen in the ring almost ever. So she's definitely starting to make me believe a little bit. She needs probably 2 or 3 good title defenses if they want to let her hold it for a while. But I could see her losing it at WrestleMania. But if she could hold it for 4 months, another 4 months, I think that'd be pretty cool.
I would be impressed if, well, first off, the WWE backstage is very, very high on Maxine Dupree, as far as we know. But I would be very impressed. You will know that WWE is very confident in her if they let her walk into WrestleMania holding that IC title.
Mm-hmm.
I think we get a couple solid defenses, and I think Maxine holds until Royal Rumble. I would like to see her hold it longer. Maybe have her defend it on a pay-per-view or something to that effect.
Yep.
But WWE might not be quite ready for that yet. We'll have to see. We'll see. It really just all comes down to, how confident they are in her to carry a belt into the best season in wrestling, essentially.
Absolutely.
But we had Stephanie Vaquer defend her world title against Raquel. And I think we even brought it up last week. Ever since Big Daddy Cool Diesel tweeted in how Raquel Rodriguez can improve, she has taken that to heart and kind of changed her wrestling style a little bit and has leaned into wrestling in the style as what a big person would, because she is taller than most of the divas, or should I say female wrestlers on that roster. So it was suggested that she should wrestle as such, and she has, and it's been working out for her really well. I enjoy watching, if we want to call Big Mommy Raquel, or whatever you want to call her.
I think
But she is definitely also playing that role like the female Diesel.
Big Mommy Raquel.
Yeah, right.
There you go. There you go.
I'm also waiting to see when the division between the Judgment Day women is going to happen, but that's a whole nother conversation. I didn't see any indication of it last night, but Raquel dominated a lot of the match.
A lot of choke holds, big clotheslines. She looks strong, which, like you said, is what she's going to have to lead into.
Stephanie looks great.
Yep.
We see Stephanie rallied, coming back from the commercial, and then that led into Stephanie putting on a devil's kiss on Raquel.
Yep.
And let me tell you something. Raquel took the devil's kiss a lot better than Nikki did at Survivor Series. I don't know if you know, but if you notice that Nikki did not take that devil's kiss correctly. She did not sell it correctly, and Stephanie was mad.
And messed up her face a lot too.
Nikki's?
Yes. She had like a whole I don't know if it was like a black eye or a mark here, but had a whole mark on her eyebrow.
Oh, who's that? From Nikki from Survivor Series, or
yes?
Okay, so Raquel also took a hit to the post last night, and which I think is why post match yesterday, it was on WWE.com. Raquel Gonzalez had a knot on her head, and she was pissed. She was pissed at Nikki Bella because we see Nikki Bella interfere in that match, attacks both Stephanie and Raquel.
Mm-hmm.
What was a pretty good match got thrown out right away.
Yep. When that happens.
My problem with this is why Well, why is Nikki even in the picture of the title scene? It's beyond me.
Mm-hmm.
What has she done to earn? Somebody made a point yesterday. Roxanne is like on a 6-7 match winning streak, beating who did she beat? Um, who did she beat? She beat like 6. She beat Nikki first off. Roxanne beat Stephanie Vaquer at some point. Um, Roxanne also beat name me some woman here. Um, but she had like about 4 or 5 women that she's beaten within the last couple months, and Roxanne has not been awarded anything yet. Nikki has lost every single match since coming out of roster and is awarded with a title match. So you have to lose your way into getting title shots. You have to attack people in order to qualify for a title shot. It makes no sense.
She has the pedigree. She has her past.
It's horrible.
Yeah, she's beat Nikki. She's beat Stephanie twice. They beat
Twice.
Bailey and Lyra. She's beat Lyra, beat Bailey and Lyra.
Yep.
Yeah, no, they've won a lot. Yeah, she's won a lot of times.
So that makes 0 sense that Nikki Bella is in this spot that she's in right now. She needs to go.
Other than her past.
Other than the past. She needs to go. She's got to go.
Absolutely.
But we are going to get towards the main event of the night. But for those of you guys that are watching or will be watching, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, join the conversation. And this way, we can address your comments. We would like to hear what you guys thought overall. Our Aftermath Pro Wrestling Podcast is sponsored by Excuse me, let's run that back. Our Aftermath Pro Wrestling Podcast is sponsored by Backsports Page. That is www.backsportspage.com. You can check out all your sporting news there. If you're a big New Jersey Giants fans, I'm not going to say New York Giants. If you're a New Jersey Giants fan, you can check out the Big Blue Podcast, the Cut Pro Wrestling Podcast, in which you can check out interviews from current independent, past WWE wrestlers, really good interviews of inside stuff such as the Good Brothers, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and more. A lot of good stuff on there. So check out that website. And that is the home of also the home of the Aftermath Pro Wrestling Podcast. But we are going to talk the main event of Monday Night Raw. But there were a couple segments that led up to that throughout the night, which we're going to hit and set the stage first. So we had the backstage segment. We see Braun Breaker tells Paul Heyman that he wants to take out Punk tonight, and that it would make him look weak. Paul Heyman advises against it because it would make Punk potentially unavailable for that January 5th of Monday Night Raw, which is just in 3 weeks. Can't wait for that. Barclays Center. So we had that. Also, there was another segment in between where Adam Pearce is, demanding Paul Heyman, trying to find out what's going on with the Masked Man.
I don't know.
Heyman swears he doesn't know who the Masked Man is.
It's just coincidence.
He's okay with it if he's helping out the Vision, but he doesn't know who the Masked Man is. So before we move any further, what did you think about this segment?
Smart playing with it. I mean, we see the Vision wears a lot of black, and obviously the Masked Man is wearing black, so we can somewhat assume that Paul Heyman has maybe not the full, marionette, maybe not the full strings, but got a string pull or two in there, So yeah, good setup. Always funny when you get Paul and Pierce together. So great time, great time.
So a little bit later on, probably around the 9 o'clock hour, Punk comes out and he's pissed. Like his music hits. I don't even think his entrance happened so quick. I don't even think he got on his knees and lifted his watch and did the
He
clobber time.
didn't.
So
Nope.
he's basically kind of like pretty much stormed to the ring last
Yeah.
night, with his jacket on.
No high fives walking down either. Like he was just, he was in a mood.
Yeah, he was a noodle. And listen, in real life, like he said, he's been out for 3 weeks and stuff like that, nursing his injury. But that's the kayfabe. In real life, he was dealing with the passing of his dog, and maybe recovering from Survivor Series. He's not no spring chicken. And then that weekend they found out his dog passed, which is a big part of his family. So he had a couple things he had to deal with there. Punk comes out. He's pissed because he says he was forced to sit out these last couple weeks sitting home and had to hang out and listen to Breaker talk. And Paul warns Braun Breaker not to talk about his wife, or he would rip Braun's eyes out and piss on his single-digit IQ brain.
Crazy. Crazy.
If I'm not mistaken, Braun Breaker fired the first shot talking about Punk's family. I'm surprised Braun Breaker didn't bring up the dog, but I'm thinking that would cross the line of some sort.
Yeah.
So that was that. We see Punk come out later, but first let's set the stage for the Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul match. Pretty good match. We all know what the reason why they had this match for was to set up the ending.
Yep.
We see Logan Paul hit two out of 3 Amigo attempts. Ray hits a sunset flip powerbomb on Logan from the top rope, which I thought was a pretty cool move there. The match is decent for what it was. It's good to see Logan Paul out there. I noticed he's been catching a couple matches lately.
Yeah.
We see the Vision come out from the entrance, but flanking the Vision upon the Vision's attempt to come to the ring is CM Punk with a chair. And for the moment, takes out Braun Breaker, takes out Bronson Reed from behind. Paul Heyman brings brass knuckles into the ring, which Logan Paul doesn't really end up using. And those brass knuckles end up on the ring apron. We see Rey Mysterio look for the brass knuckles after he delivers the 619 to Logan. Rey Mysterio is looking at the brass knuckles and decides that he wants to go pick them up. But as he's picking them up, we see the return of the masked man deliver a curb stomp onto Rey Mysterio.
Craziness. Unexpected, to say the least.
Yep. Logan wins with the frog splash. 1, 2, 3. So that's your ending of the match. We see the masked man get up on the apron, staring at Paul. Logan Paul, that is. Punk comes out with the chair for the save, but then the masked man goes up the stairs. As that's happening, Braun Breaker runs back into the ring. Okay, so the masked man goes up the stairs. Punk doesn't get attacked there. He gets attacked after. We see the unveiling of the masked man. And who is it?
Austin Theory, my initial guess.
Yeah, and you know what? I was kind of like, we're going to talk about it in a second, but we see the reveal. Austin Theory has a serious look on Punk's face. Then Punk gets Braun Breaker runs back into the ring, attacks Punk, lays him out, and then Braun Breaker says, next time you talk about his family, I'll make sure you never walk again. So now apparently this is a feud based on talking about each other's family. So that's what we're going off of to set up the match for January 5th. We get the reveal of the masked man. It's Austin Theory. Your thoughts on the reveal, sir?
I think they could have waited just a little bit longer. I don't know why they rushed it. I don't know why they did it on a random Raw. You got 2 more Raws for the year. I think there was a big rush, but I guess you never know. I guess we'll see what the writing has on the wall. But we also saw Braun, as I say, he got the belt curse. He picked up the belt. So, I mean, Braun's pretty much going to go into this with a 4-on-1 advantage, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good for CM Punk, that's for sure. It does not look good unless like somebody comes in for a save and interrupts. It doesn't look good. He is literally outnumbered 4-1 here, and like the stages couldn't be set any better for Braun Breaker. Like if you're really thinking about it in kayfabe, you know.
Yeah.
But I felt that this reveal, like, I have to really think about it more. But you know, Austin Theory definitely needs something
And
to get that momentum behind him.
and I don't think a shaved head did him any good.
No, you know, it didn't look terrible. I mean, but you know, that was different, and I honestly think that kind of fed into the whole reveal too. Um, but you know, we so when he was on the apron, the masked man that was before the reveal of Austin Theory, you could see his eyes, and it was all white around his eyes.
Yeah, he had a different mask.
Yeah, and all I knew was like, well, I guess that's not Montez Ford.
Yeah, that's where I was confused too. I that's where I thought it was going to be the multiple people, and then when the mask had this, I was like, different mask and definitely a white guy. So I was like, all right, it's Austin.
And not for nothing, if you really go back and look at it, like if you look at the eyes and like the way he was standing, it kind of looked like Finn Balor a little bit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, just a touch. They do have a similar build.
Yeah, but like the eyes and everything, it looked like it could have been Finn. Because Finn, like he's one of those guys that like he can stare like a hole into you too as well, you know, with his character. But yeah, I mean, it felt kind of underwhelming. Don't get me wrong, I was intrigued by the whole thing, but I also kind of felt a little underwhelming. I was thinking that maybe they're gonna hold this off until maybe Rumble. You know,
Yeah,
you
I
get
thought either that or the first Raw, he would come out and do something to CM Punk again, and then that's where they were like, yeah, sure, give it time, and then that's where the big reveal happens when Braun won the belt. But we'll see.
Absolutely. So we're gonna have to see where they go with this here. Does Austin Theory come out? Do they do something different where maybe a different masked guy comes out in another week or two?
I like that.
And then a reveal, and then sure enough, maybe at some point a couple masked guys come out at once, and then they form like a like a new group or something, like maybe led by a returning Jericho. Like who knows? Like you can get creative with this. Like I'm just curious as to where they're going with Austin Theory next, and I guess one would believe that he'll show up backstage with the Vision at some point. So we'll have to see where they go there. And as far as all the other candidates go, you know, Montez Ford, all the other guys that we were thinking that maybe would be Ricky Saints, you know, they're kind of doing their thing right now. We haven't seen Montez Ford in a little while. He's somebody that could have benefited from being the masked man too as well. You know, he's going to be a big guy a big name through the WrestleMania 40s. We're just wondering when the WWE is going to finally pull that trigger and move him away from tag team division. And even if they do it in like a little bit of a subtle way where, he wrestles singles and then Dawkins, is like kind of like his protege, sort of like. So that's going to be interesting how they navigate around that as well. Because what do you do with Dawkins?
Sure.
But so that pretty much covers Monday Night Raw. It was a good show, and there was some stuff to talk about. But the fans just kind of made it feel very bland in a way. Like it just didn't come off very, very well with the crowd reactions, other than the Gunther. But even that would have been much louder than the other arena.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I even heard, I think, a time or two where they were pumping in some sound. So I hope that, I think they should have done that more if that's the case. Like, just pretend, who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll see.
So that pretty much covers Monday Night Raw. We will be back for, I believe, one more show next Monday. We have not confirmed that yet, but more than likely, if we do next Monday, that'll be our last Raw of the year. But in the meantime, we will be back this Thursday night. I will be on with a special guest on Thursday night, a returning special guest who will be on our show to talk about the career of John Cena. So it's going to be a show dedicated to John Cena. I'm going to ask some questions about his thoughts on John Cena's final run in 2025, the Saturday night's main event, and a couple like highlights. It'll be a very straightforward show on Thursday covering John Cena. So if you're a huge John Cena's fan, highly recommend that you watch that show. So we will be back on Thursday for a special podcast episode. And then we will see what we do as far as next week goes. If we don't do episodes, we'll do shorts in the meantime to stay active. But for those of you guys that are watching, Brandon, thank you so much for hopping on today. Do you have any last words?
No, not really. Other than go Knicks. They're still playing in the cup right now. They got 2 minutes left. And my parlays are probably dead because Victor Wembanyama can't hit a three. So it's all good.
So who's winning the game right now?
Right now, 2 minutes left. The Knicks are up 8. They just called a timeout. So
the Knicks fans are going to be like, oh, this is the first trophy we won in 53 years.
Hopefully they hold on.
This is not the trophy that you want to win, though. You want to win the finals trophy. That's what it matters.
It's been tough for MSG since 1995. Knicks and Rangers.
Yeah, this is actually very true. Very true.
Excuse me.
God bless. And by the way, are you celebrating Hanukkah? Just out of curiosity, do you celebrate Hanukkah at all? Or
I mean, I did growing up. I don't really light the menorah or anything myself. My mom tries to keep up with it. But, but yeah, no, nothing on my own.
Okay. Well, listen, anybody to you or your family that celebrates Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah.
Yes, sir.
We're in a holiday season. To those of you guys that are watching, thank you so much for hopping on, and we will see you guys on Thursday live.
Agility from the champion. Game 6! That could be it. Delivers this